We are always fond of something new. There is a sense of inquisitiveness to know more about it, but many times we fail to see that which is always new within us. And someone who is focused on bringing that awareness of newness in life to enrich life in all possible ways is sitting with me. And before I bring in entrepreneur as well as author and a good friend Sanjeev Aneja to talk to you, I'll also share a cover page of the book that he gifted to us, which is titled For It to Be. It is up to me, and the subtitle is Simple Ways of Living a Healthy, Prosperous, Satisfied Life. And that's what we want the new year to unfold for us. And I take this opportunity of thanking and welcoming you. Namaste. Sanjeev.
Namaste, Ashokji. Always a pleasure to meet you.
So, with pleasure, there is a sense of impatience in many of us. Sometimes we want something to happen, and there is a constant sense of anxiety, stress that grips our way of thinking. As we enter into the new year, how do you deal? You have come across several situations in your life where you wanted certain outcome to unfold like yesterday, and it is taking forever. So,
right. So, if you take care of your today, tomorrow will take care of itself. तो आपके हाथ में बहुत कम है. See, हमारी ego जो है ना, that says I control. Truth is we control very little at all. Now we may control our actions, but हमारी actions भी, मान लो अब ये सोचो कि मैंने कल फ्लोरिडा जाना है और आप एयरपोर्ट पहुंच गए और वहां पे फ्लाइट कैंसिल हो गई, आपका सारा प्लान धरे का धरा रह गया. Man can propose, but only God disposes at the end. So you plan with knowing completely that the plan finalization is not in your hand. The minute we do that, Ashokji, the stress goes away completely. So आप अपनी तरफ से ऐसे मेहनत करो जैसे आज ही का दिन आपके पास है, पर उसके बाद आप ऐसे छोड़ो उस पे जैसे सब कुछ उसके हाथ में है. Everything will change completely. The problem, the reason we have so much stress is we are running and chasing as if we are going to do it. The minute we take away that we are the doers, all changes instantly. Now, ये मेरा कहना बहुत आसान है.
Correct.
ये सोचना कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो मैं तो ऐसे ही करता हूँ is totally wrong. But आप अपने आप को वही चीज समझाते रहो, it becomes a truth at some point.
Okay, so let me interrupt you to say that we have a sense of impatience, not just in getting the kind of outcome that we want. Many times our mind is constantly throwing certain thoughts and we are not even paying attention to what the other person is saying. And that leads to a little bit of misunderstanding and a sense of anger sometimes. So, in order to embrace newness in all its beauty, we probably need to pay attention to the way we think and control the potential source of anger. What has been your observation on this front about human mind?
So the source of anger is normally a mirror है ना, mirror में we reflect what we are. So source of anger is often within us. वो हमारे तरीके से क्यों नहीं हो रहा? That becomes our anger. The minute we leave the other person, and again I keep on saying again and again, just because I'm saying it doesn't mean I practice it all the time, which is not a great thing. But if you start practicing कि जो दूसरा कर रहा है वो अपने व्यू पॉइंट से कर रहा है, एक एक्चुअली कॉनकेव और कॉन्वेक्स लेंस होता है ना, दैट्स व्हाट वी लुक एट. दोनों साइडें ठीक है. वन इज सीइंग द कॉन्वेक्स साइड, वन इज सीइंग द कॉनकेव साइड. दैट्स द ओनली डिफरेंस इन देयर. बट नीदर वन ऑफ देम इज रॉन्ग. नाउ इफ देयर वाज अ मिडल वे फॉर अस टू गो टू द अदर साइड, आई थिंक वी विल बी बेटर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. सो दूसरी की साइड भी समझो. That changes everything. But again, we are trained human beings. We think we are right all the time, unfortunately. And that right में ही सब कुछ गलत हो जाता है, because you think you're right all the time and we're not right all the time.
Are you right? Are you right on this?
I agree. This is just my perspective today. My perspective tomorrow may be different. My perspective yesterday was probably different. We are evolving human beings. Our thought process changes completely. आज हम कुछ सोच रहे हैं, कल हम बिल्कुल डिफरेंट, क्योंकि एक लाइफ की सिचुएशन आ गई. आप कभी भी ये नॉन प्रॉफिट्स देखो. This person was absolutely zero interested in a cancer society. Finds out that dad has cancer. All of a sudden, all awareness is towards cancer. Because life brought an event that changed everything. So हम जो कल हैं वो कल, जो कल वाला चला गया है, उस कल में जो है और जो कल आने वाला है could be totally different. So कभी भी ये नहीं सोचो कि चीज़ नहीं बदलती. हमारे वाल्मीकि जी थे, डाकू थे, 1 मिनट के बाद क्या हो गए, रामायण लिख दी. सो यू नेवर नो हु चेंजेस हाउ क्विकली, एंड वी ऑल आर इन दैट बोट. वी कैन ऑल चेंज एज क्विकली एज वी वांट.
सो मैं यहाँ पे जाकर ना इस बात को पॉजिटिवली देख रहा हूँ कि वी कैन ऑल चेंज. इसका मतलब है कि वी डोंट हैव टू स्टे स्टक इन व्हाट हैज़ प्रिवेंटेड अस फ्रॉम ग्रोइंग. एंड there are some interesting chapters in your book, and I pick the lesson number 3rd, which says your attitude determines your destiny. Now, this again is easy to say that you need to change your attitude, but we start identifying with our attitude and we carry certain self-image. So when we interact with people and if that image gets bruised, then we bounce to protect it, etc. So talk to me about there is no disagreement to the fact that your attitude determines your destiny, but how to one become aware of one's attitude and which attitude needs to be modified.
I think the attitude of ego takes care of everything. See, मेरे पे आपने कुछ फेंका है और मैंने उसको एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं किया, तो it stays with you, it doesn't stay with me at all. The bottom line is, if I don't accept your abuse, all is okay. और आप मुझे बड़े प्यार, आप I know आप मुझे इतना प्यार करते हैं और आपके संजीव तू सबसे घटिया आदमी है. Do I think I accept as सबसे घटिया? I'm saying Ashok ji loves me. I'm not घटिया at all. मजाक कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ. So it depends upon the attitude that we have towards the other person, and like you rightfully said, it's a preconceived attitude at certain times. We feel कि हमारा नाच आने वाला है तो इसको सब ऐसे बिहेव करना है. So we are unfortunately wrongly prepared when facing that person, or rightfully prepared when we love that person. So but अब देखो ये बुक मैंने कई साल हो गए लिखे हुए, 10, 12, 13 साल हो गए लिखे हुए. But I don't believe in this chapter anymore myself. I say attitude determines the destiny, but I now believe that destiny actually makes us do the things that it does. It's all destined. We just don't take that action. अब नया साल आ रहा है, गोल्स बनेंगे. गोल्स के ऊपर बुक्स लिखी हैं. गोल्स के ऊपर ट्रेनिंग है. But why do people not set goals? And why do not people follow through after 15th of January? Because the destiny does not want to take them there for whatever reason. If destiny was meant, वो आपके हाथ में आके खड़ी हो जाएगी चीज.
So let me interrupt you here to kind of try and understand loudly about the change of your attitude with respect to this particular chapter, which is titled "Your Attitude Determines Your Destiny." Do you think age also have a role to play in terms of the way we perceive? Probably when you conceived of that title and when you were writing the book, you were looking at, I need to do something, and what is it that would propel me to move forward? From that point of view, probably that adage was helpful. Now, when you reflect and you see the life with all that it has brought, and you feel that it was bound to happen, so it happened, right, etc. So, but I think for someone who is starting off, and forgive me, both of us in the other side, where we are kind of slowing down, but someone who wants to run and go to the higher stage in his her life, for them to hold on to the idea which you have, is that right way to look at it? Maybe.
Right. So देखो फिर वही बात आ गई. There is no right way and there is no wrong way. Destiny has prepared us, but that means it is taking us make those actions today to get there. So youngsters, including myself and you, when we were young, we were not wrong at that point. We were running and we were chasing and we were all over doing things. But destiny में उतना ही लिखा था. मैं आपको अशोक जी बताऊं, जब ये मैंने बुक लिखी थी ना, the title for it was "For It to Be, It's Up to Me." But by the time I finished the book, my mindset has changed, and it had said, for it to be, it's not up to me all the time. So I honestly,
I am so happy.
I honestly couldn't market this book.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I stopped believing in the title. Okay, for it to be, it's up to me. It's not always true at all. Now your actions are, but even your actions are not in your hand if the destiny is not wanting to take you there.
So what I hear in you now is more spiritually inclined, or someone who is aware of the vastness of the self, which we do not associate with the material pursuit of life, generally speaking. We're staying with both together, both together. And I loved your book also with the titles that you have. But I think this you would still agree that 16th chapter says, be a positive thinker. And now let me learn from you again. Being a positive thinker also may mean different things to different people based on their understanding of what they consider positive, or is there a universal positive?
Right. So positive thinking is, there is no other choice to live happily in life. आप एक उसमें जा रहे हो, बीमार हो गए हो, और आपको डॉक्टर ने दवाई दी है, एंड इफ यू ऑल ऑफ अ सडन से कि दवाई जो है मेरी नेगेटिव, पता नहीं काम करेगी, पता नहीं करेगी, दिस मेडिसिन इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क नो मैटर हाउ गुड दैट मेडिसिन इज. However, the positive attitude adds so much to that medicine to make it work. आज कोविड में देखो लोग फंसे पड़े हैं नेगेटिव्स में, बट पॉजिटिव उसका लेके चलो कि ठीक है, ओमिक्रॉन आया है तो आया है. इट्स, आई वाज स्पीकिंग टू अ डॉक्टर फ्रेंड who said this is probably a blessing because this is a very mild virus. Now it may kill some, unfortunately for those families, it's a very big thing. But he said this will spread immunity so fast because A, it's spreading fast, and B, people will get immune once they get the COVID through this virus. So positive think karoge to har cheez will be okay. Now whatever the results are, मान लो आपका डेथ ही रिजल्ट है तो इट इज, बट व्हाई डाई थिंकिंग नेगेटिवली? जस्ट थिंक पॉजिटिवली, थिंग्स विल वर्क. सो पॉजिटिव इज अ यूनिवर्सल थिंग इन एनीथिंग. पॉजिटिव मानो तो सब कुछ है, और नेगेटिव करो तो सब कुछ भी नहीं है. एवरीथिंग कैन गो रॉन्ग व्हेन यू थिंक नेगेटिव. कई बार आपने देखा है, किसी को पूछो आपका क्या हाल है अशोक जी, मेरा सिर दर्द, मेरा, यू नोबडी इवन वांट्स टू लिसन आफ्टर अ मिनट बिकॉज दे बिकम सो नेगेटिव ऑल ऑफ अ सडन. क्या हाल है? ठीक है, इट्स ऑल गुड, कृपा है भगवान की, एंड इट टेक्स केयर ऑफ इटसेल्फ. सो बट दैट मेंटल एटीट्यूड हैज टू बी पॉजिटिव विद इन ऑल द टाइम. इट कैन नॉट बी अ प्रिटेंड थिंग. यू पॉजिटिव एंड एक्सेप्टिंग दैट व्हाटएवर इज गोइंग टू हैपन इज गोइंग टू हैपन, एंड आई एक्सेप्ट इट 100%. उसमें 99% फिर कुछ नहीं रह जाता.
ये जो 100% एक्सेप्ट करने वाली बात है, इससे मुझे वो महाभारत में द्रौपदी द्वारा कृष्ण भगवान की पुकार करने वाला जो रेफरेंस है वो याद आ गया. एंड आई सी दैट यू हैव ऑल्सो डेडिकेटेड योर बुक टू लॉर्ड कृष्णा, आई थिंक. तो लॉर्ड कृष्णा के साथ बहुत सारी बातें जुड़ी हुई हैं. उनमें से कौन सी एक बात है जो आपको लगता है कि प्रैक्टिकली हमारी लाइफ को हारमोनियसली बनाए रखे, आगे बढ़ने में आपके लिए विशेष रूप से सहायक रही है?
लास्ट चैप्टर, लास्ट सेंटेंस, सब कुछ छोड़ के मेरी शरण में आ जाओ. द मिनट यू डू दैट, एक्चुअली एवरीथिंग चेंजेस. सी, आप मैं आई ऑलवेज से कि आपको मक्खन चाहिए खाने को, यू वांट बटर. नाउ यू हैव फ्यू चॉइसेस. यू कैन गो एंड गेट अ काउ, raise the little child as a cow, milk it and get the butter out. Or what you can do is simply go to the market and get the butter for who has already made it. उसमें गीता को आप पढ़ो, कितनी बारी मर्जी पढ़ो, पर लास्ट सेंटेंस में उन्होंने कहा है तू सब छोड़ और मेरी शरण में आ जा. देखो, आपने द्रौपदी की बात की. द्रौपदी को भी, जब तक द्रौपदी ने अपनी साड़ी अपने दांतों में पकड़ के रखी, जब तक अपनों उन पे विश्वास किया, कृष्ण जी नहीं आ पाए. But the minute she said Krishna, where was he? Right there. So that dependence has to be 100%. उसमें अब उनके साथ भी 99% नहीं चलेगा.
तो मैं दो बातें और आपसे हमारी बातचीत संपन्न होने के पहले कर लेना चाहता हूँ. उसमें से एक तो गोल सेटिंग के बारे में बहुत सारी चर्चाएं होती रहती है. आपने भी कहा एंड देयर आर सम पीपल हु आर वेरी गुड एट सेटिंग देयर गोल्स और उसको कैसे वो फॉलो थ्रू करेंगे उसमें वो स्ट्रेटेजी बना के काम करते हैं. कई लोग हैं वो हमेशा थोड़ा थोड़ा फोकस रीफोकस पोजिशनिंग रीपोजिशनिंग उसमें उनका बहुत सारा एनर्जी जाता है. सो इज देयर सम वे टू इम्प्रूव ऑन प्लानिंग एंड बीइंग अ बेटर गोल सेटर?
Right, so see, you set a goal based on today. Obstacles will come tomorrow as they come, and you solve those obstacles as they come to you also. So आपने गोल बनाया है, a plane, अब यहाँ से न्यूयॉर्क से दिल्ली के लिए प्लेन चला. The plane doesn't fly straight. The plane is also going like this, and the pilot is adjusting based on the wind. So आपकी हमारी लाइफ में ये winds आएंगी, focus change होगा लाइफ में. But once you know what your destination is, the plane will land in Delhi. It will get there. However, it may not go straight. It may have to actually do a soft landing someplace else. कोई पैसेंजर ने लड़ना शुरू कर दिया, कोई बीमार हो गया, प्लेन लंदन में लैंड करता है, पर उसका गोल क्या है? दिल्ली पहुंचना, right? So it will get to Delhi, but what if the pilot's goal was not to go any place? What if he said, passengers, come on the plane, let's go. कहाँ पहुंचेंगे वो?
हाँ, सही बात है.
सो दिल्ली पहुंचने के लिए दिल्ली का गोल तो रखना ही पड़ेगा, दिल्ली की प्लानिंग तो करनी ही पड़ेगी. बट विल यू रीच दिल्ली ऑल द टाइम? नो. व्हाट इफ द प्लेन क्रैशेस? व्हाट इफ समथिंग एल्स हैपेंस? व्हाट इफ द फ्लाइट वाज टेकन आउट? एक्चुअली आई जस्ट हर्ड यस्टरडे चाइना की एक फ्लाइट जा रही थी डेल्टा की, आई थिंक इट वाज डेल्टा, एंड ऑल ऑफ अ सडन दे चेंज द रूल्स इन चाइना के इफ यू कम हियर you have to stop here for so long or whatever, and Delta said, you know what, it's making no sense for us to ground a plane for so many days or whatever. They brought the plane back. So ये सारे पैसेंजर प्लेन पे बैठे हुए हैं, प्लेन चाइना के लिए चल चुका है, पॉलिसी चाइना में चेंज हुई, और सारे जो 300 पैसेंजर 200 जो भी पैसेंजर थे सबका गोल चेंज हो गया. और सबका गोल चाइना जाने का था, बट who was controlling that goal? Some event that stopped that goal completely. That's why man can set the goals, and man should set the goals, because that's how you get there. But ego उसमें से बाहर आ जानी चाहिए कि मैं तो पहुंचूंगा ही पहुंचूंगा. I'm going to take daily actions. Every single action, daily action should be taken. After that, you leave the rest to God. So you do everything and then you leave the rest. आपने अगर आज सब कुछ कर दिया तो that's all you could have done. So आप sales में हैं, you are making 10 calls a day. You make your 10 calls. You couldn't make 10, you make 8. You make 12 tomorrow. And that's all you can do. But all of a sudden, आपको खांसी हो गई रात को. Now you cannot make those 10 calls tomorrow and day after. And now you're suspecting COVID, and now you're in the hospital. You cannot do it. All that will happen. That doesn't mean you don't set your goals. You set your goals with attitude, a positive attitude.
What you're saying reminds me of words of Swami Vivekananda. He said something like, we should be prepared to attach ourselves wholeheartedly to the task in hand. At the same time, we should have the ability to detach at a moment's notice from the task in hand.
Perfect. So well summarized. Attached and detached together.
Yeah. तो डिटैचमेंट हम ज़्यादातर सीखते भी नहीं हैं, बात भी नहीं करते हैं उसकी, बट यू हैव अ होलसम पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ लाइफ, एंड आई थिंक सक्सेस डजंट मीन रीचिंग टू अ पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट बट ऑल्सो टू एन्जॉय द जर्नी. एंड फ्रॉम दैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, रिफ्लेक्टिंग और रिक्वेस्टिंग यू टू रिफ्लेक्ट, यू हैव अ चैप्टर दैट सेज वी शुड अपडेट आवरसेल्व्स, मीनिंग लर्न मोर स्किल्स. इन योर ओन लाइफ, was there any point of time when you felt that I need to work on increasing this skill, and then you succeeded and you saw its impact?
Right. So I think when I was young, in the pursuit, you were learning, and being in sales in real estate, it was always learning and how to market ourselves better and how to take care of our clients better than anybody else could take out there, and doing it honestly and integrity. And so you're listening to all those people who are doing it better than you are. You're following the examples of Ritz-Carlton. You're following the examples of Nordstrom. So ये जो companies हैं जो मैं नाम बता रहा हूँ, इतने अच्छे नाम है Nordstrom का. The reason these companies have the names, एक बारी किसी ने call किया कि please deliver the flowers. The guy took the name and number, address, and delivered the flowers. The lady found out later Nordstrom doesn't deliver flowers. But this guy didn't have the attitude of no. He wanted to help the customer. He took the number, delivered, and charged it on her card, and did the work. That's called going beyond the service. Ritz-Carlton mein jao. I mean, the service they provide is excellent. That's what every person, industry that you learn from, and how you improve your skills is by looking outside your industry and seeing what are the other people doing in the industry. So skills तो धीरे धीरे depending upon which doctor हैं तो उनको अपने skills
आप अपनी बताएं आप.
हाँ, तो मैं तो फिर एक टाइम पे आके स्किल्स जो सेल्स स्किल थे ना सारे, तो यू हैव नो आइडिया कितने सेमिनार अटेंड किए मैंने, यू हैव नो आइडिया कितना पैसा मैंने खर्च किया अपने आप को ट्रेन करने में टू इम्प्रूव द स्किल्स, टू बिकम बेटर बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट अदर पीपल आर डूइंग ऑल्सो. सो बिकॉज इट वॉज ऑलवेज माई बैकग्राउंड वॉज इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग, पर इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग जब की तो की, रियल एस्टेट में आ गए तो उसके बाद तो वो सब आज भूल भी गया कि क्या पढ़े थे और क्या नहीं पढ़े थे काफ़ी, अनलेस आई गो बैक टू इट अगेन. सो उस टाइम पे वो स्किल्स रियल एस्टेट से पहले वो थे, अब जो थे वो सेल्स स्किल थे इसके बाद. सो आई डोंट नो इफ यू आर सेइंग कि स्पेसिफिकली क्या किया.
No, I think I got what I
in
was
specific
asking you.
it was more of following the people who are doing better than us.
I think you have been a very voracious reader also.
Leader, I mean, I was president of a board of realtors, I was realtor of the year, I was a lot of other things.
नहीं leader नहीं reader.
Oh, reader.
जी.
हाँ, रीडिंग भी अब मैंने देखो एक टाइम था जब सब किया है. If you come to my home, the library is huge. But have I read all those books? We are sitting in the library, but have I read all the books? And the answer is no. But I don't like to read a lot anymore. I only read focus reading. So, like you said,
So,
age के साथ
change हो जाता है.
बहुत.
So let me focus on something which is relevant for everyone, and you have put that in the front of your book, gratitude. So starting with gratitude and living with gratitude helps us, one, in remaining at a happy place rather than having a complaining mind. If there is a sense of gratefulness, but some people feel that being grateful make you complacent also, then you don't exert enough. So talk to me about this space briefly.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of training out there, and that training actually makes people unsatisfied. The pursuit of more does not mean that you're not happy for what you have. Pursuit of more is always good. And as long as we have life, we pursue more. कोई material के लिए pursue कर रहा है, कभी spiritual के लिए pursue कर रहे हैं, कभी भगवान को pursue कर रहे हैं. We're always pursuing something. So attitude of gratitude is, I am totally thankful for what I have. Pursuit is totally different. So unless we are content with what we have, we'll never be happy. See, अगर आप छोटे मकान से खुश नहीं हैं, तो आप बड़े मकान में भी खुश नहीं होंगे. एक ड्रीम है जरूर मैंने उस बड़े मकान में रहना है, पर क्या होगा बड़े मकान में? है तो वही दीवारें, सिर्फ ये है कि आप घर में और अपने घर वालों से दूर हो गए. मैंने वो बेडरूम देखे हैं, वो मकान देखे हैं अशोक जी, जो 5000 स्क्वायर फुट में 2 लोग रह रहे हैं. एक उस कमरे में बैठा है, एक उस कमरे में बैठा है. What is that 5000 square foot for? For them, 1 bedroom home would have been much better, because then they are closer to each other. So pursuit of bigger is okay, but without gratitude, the pursuit of bigger becomes horrible. That's what messes. Why are we so stressed out? We are pursuing bigger and bigger and bigger, but we are lacking gratitude more and more and more. So सुबह उठ के thank you God, शाम को सोने से पहले thank you God. You appreciate what you have, appreciate the health, appreciate the wealth, appreciate everything you have, and it will all change. But उसको याद करते रहो और उसको धन्यवाद करते रहो. उसके बिना तो stress ही है life में, and there is too much out there that can stress you. Gratitude takes away all that stress. Without gratitude, everything is a mess. So attitude of gratitude is critical. Of all the chapters in there, that's the first chapter. Without gratitude, nothing else matters.
Wonderful. So gratitude, we are grateful that you are here with us, sharing
I'm grateful
your life
that you
experience.
called me.
And there are multiple ways to improve oneself. But first, I think journey begins by becoming aware and by having that willingness to work on the resources that we are gifted with. New year also brings an opportunity to freshly take a look at the stock that we have. And in one of the chapter of your book, Sanjeev, you also mention about past is not equal to future. So future that is going to unfold will unfold by the way we let our energy flow, and flowing with creativity, with the positive mindset, and being a humble learner is always an asset. So Sanjeev ji, it is an asset to have this interaction with you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your
Ashok.
presence very
Yes,
much, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
So thanking him, once again mentioning the name of his book, which he doesn't believe anymore, exactly as it is saying, which is for it to be, it's up to me. So what we think when we change the meaning of me to a bigger consciousness, then it holds true. So wishing a lot of joy, success and satisfaction in your life as well as in the lives of each and every one of you. May 2022 unfold more pathways towards abundance. This is Ashok Vyas. Namaste.